Hey, Yolanda.
Hi,
It's
Erin.
recording. How are you?
Finding you.
Good, good. It's Halloween, so I can't complain.
Are you
One
gonna
of my
wear
favorites.
you're gonna wear a costume?
This, this is me with the flu. That's my costume. Um,
Yeah.
so we're going to dive right in because we're short on time today. I have an appointment coming up, but we want to talk about the importance of email marketing, some ways to get people to subscribe to your list. And it's okay that we're not going too long today because we have a great resource for everyone. They're going to be able to download. We're going to leave it in the link below. So, do you want to, because you did all the hard work on getting that resource set up, do you want to jump off with like why email marketing is so important and just kind of
Yeah.
go from there?
I think what many people don't realize is that email is the quickest and the surest way to get someone's attention. I think people think that social media is where you should be at to get
Yeah,
someone's attention, but it's not true.
yeah,
Email is the place because it's one-on-one, right?
yeah,
It comes into your inbox, so you've got my attention.
yeah.
Um, and also, I think the stats, Erin, I don't know if you know the stat, but something like the conversion rate on email is 4,300%, something incredible,
Yeah,
whereas nothing like that on social media, right? Because
yeah,
people open their emails.
right.
Is We must remember that we are so careful about who we share our email with that
Mm-hmm.
when we do give our email address to someone, we're saying, I want to hear from you. I want to
Yeah,
know more about you and your products and services.
right.
So, this is why building your email list should be your number one priority. I mean,
And that conversion rate is like the percentage more than converting
more than
straight from
social
social.
media, yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
wanted to be clear. Yeah, it's
I
something
think
like
it's
that.
comparing it to Facebook. I think Facebook's conversion rate is something like 13% or something like
Yeah,
that. I can't remember the exact conversions, but I know that email is an incredible, like 4,300%, something like that.
yeah,
But in comparison to social media, yes,
yeah.
yeah.
And people aren't always going to see. There's a lot of noise on social media and in our inboxes, but not in the same way. The algorithm might not favor your post, and
Oh,
so it doesn't show up in the feed. So
yeah.
with email, it's a guarantee, unless it go, sometimes it goes to a junk or a spam folder or whatever, but it's for the most part, it's right there in our inbox. We check it, we go through our emails. So
Yeah, and
super
inexpensive.
important.
It's free, right? You don't have
Yes,
to advertise like you have to do on social media.
yes, absolutely.
So it's free. There's that other
Yeah.
bonus. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's more information in the free resource about email marketing. It's a really great resource. And even I was looking at some of your notes in there and I was like, yeah, I'm like learning from our own resource. Um, so thank you.
Oh, no,
But
no worries.
so let's talk about just a few of the ways that we can start to go about email marketing. So for one, like you mentioned, well, you have to have a website. I think we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
You have to have a website. And more than that, you need to have a blog because you need to give people a reason to start to learn from you, learn your style, and say, hey, I want more value from you, right?
Yeah.
So those are super important for building an email list.
Yeah. So on your website, you have to have a blog going.
Yeah,
Because if you don't have a blog going, just like you said there, Erin, how are you going to show people that you are worth the email address, like you're worth following? What
yeah,
can you show? What can you? How are you going to educate them? What can you tell them? How can you make their lives better? Um,
mm-hmm.
so you have to have a blog, and not just any blog. You must be creating great content, but
Yes.
content that really resonates with your ideal audience, with your readers. And then, of course, make it easy for them to subscribe, to join
Yes.
your email list. And for them to be able to do so, you have to have a web form.
Mm-hmm.
And a web form you usually get from your provider, your email provider, something like MailChimp or ConvertKit or MailerLite. There's so many, right?
Yeah.
GetResponse, whichever one. And you just get that code from your list provider, and then you just put it onto your website. It's not complicated. Anyone can do
No.
it nowadays. You don't need to know how to code.
No. No.
Super easy. So that's the very first thing you have to do. The second thing you have to do, and I don't know if people are aware of this, the social share icons.
Yeah.
There's actually a follow icon, and some of these social share tools actually provide it. And the one that provides it on WordPress is called Ultimate Social Shares. So if
Mm-hmm.
you have a WordPress website, try and download that one, and it just comes up as a little envelope, a little email, green
Mm-hmm.
flag or something, and then people just hit that button and they become a subscriber.
Yeah.
So there's super easy, less complicated ways of getting your reader's attention, or your reader to actually leave their email address with you.
Yeah.
So those are
Um,
two for your websites.
Yeah, and I totally agree because, well, there's a couple of things too with the blog specifically is going to really highlight to people that you are the right person for them or not. And so that's going to help you get subscribers who are very relevant, ideal clients and things. But the other piece that I always find interesting from my own stats is I actually get most of my subscribers in a blog post. So they're not all like, I do get some from my resource library right at the top of my homepage. That's probably the second biggest area. But the number one is people are reading my blog post, they see how valuable it is, and then I have a form right in the middle of the blog post and they sign up. That's where most of my subscribers come from. So you got to have a blog. That's just like the numbers right there show you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of marketers also vouch for the pop-up forms. I'm not a fan of pop-ups. I
Yeah.
think most of us aren't, but they do work. They actually do
I
work.
do have a pop-up and it is very successful.
Yeah.
But I also, because I'm not a fan of, and they're very effective, I'm not a fan of the ones that sort of have like a hidden exit, or you have to say no and it's in very fine print. I have a nice big X right there. You can click it and leave, and I'm not going to say, are you sure, or anything like that. So I think there's like middle ground, but they do work. They do
They
definitely.
do work. That's my most successful,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Um,
capture is the
yes,
pop-up. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. But I don't like them, and like you're saying, I don't like it when they interrupt the reader.
Yes.
So like you midway through reading someone's blog and then this thing just comes up, and then you
Yeah.
struggle to, like you say, you need that X in the corner.
Yeah.
Sometimes you struggle to find it, and like,
Yeah, that's what
when
I
you
don't
stop
like.
reading, then
I
yeah.
think you have to respect your audience. Like, yes, ask them for their email address, offer them what you have that's of value, but respect them. You know, don't kind of try to con them into signing up because they just want out of your pop-up. So we have more resources in the document for what types of incentives, but let's just touch on so people know, right? In order to
Yeah.
get someone to sign up, you don't want to just say, hey, sign up for my newsletter, which can work. You have a really great newsletter. The way you position your sweet 532 newsletter is wonderful, but it's not always enough for people to say, hey, sign up for my newsletter. You have to give them something. You have to give them a freebie or something, right?
Yeah. And of course, you might not have a newsletter.
Right.
Not every blogger
That's true.
or business owner has a newsletter, because it's super time consuming to put
Yes,
together
it is.
a great newsletter. So again, if you download the resource, we touch on this, you have to be clear on your goals, like why you are actually wanting to grow your email list in the first place. And then be clear on how you're going to grow it and why you're growing it. So if you have a newsletter, that's a good why, because you want more readers.
Yeah.
But the ideal thing to create is a lead magnet, a freebie, something super valuable that your ideal customer or client really needs. So you're going to create a lead magnet, and then you're going to promote it everywhere.
Yeah.
And we do give you some ideas of lead magnets. It could be an ebook, it could be a guide, it could be a checklist.
Yep.
There's some ideas that we share in this resource. A lead magnet.
Yeah. Yes. I know. I was like, it's so meta. I almost thought about in the resource being like we've just done to you. You know, it's very meta.
Please download our resource.
It is it is truly a wonderful resource. I mean, I can say that because you did the meat of the work, so I'm not bragging about it, but it's amazing. And I think what people are going to get is more of this, why it's so important. I think you included some stats and things in there. we gave some lead magnet ideas, and we also provide a long list of ways to get your freebie, your sign up in front of people. And that's the part that I think a lot of people are going to go, I never even thought of all these places to put that sign up. So
yeah, especially I think, Erin, you might have probably found the social media part super valuable as well.
yeah,
Because many people don't realize there's many ways to promote your
yeah,
lead magnet, your freebie on social media. Many, many ways. And
yeah,
most of us skip those ways. We're not aware of them. So, I mean, we can share just one or two quickly, and then people
yeah,
can please go and download a freebie
yeah,
and they can read the rest. So one of the ways that you can promote your freebie on social media is to make sure that you are advertising it or promoting it on your bio, especially on
mm-hmm.
Instagram, where Instagram allows you to only share one URL. You can do that, and I see a lot of people doing that. They just share that one link to their lead magnets. But ideally, you should use something like Campsite Bio, which
Mm-hmm.
is an app that allows you to share more than one URL specifically for Instagram. And
Yeah,
there's a link and everything in the resource to that. The other thing you can do, and I think you mentioned it, Erin, was sharing Facebook groups. That's a
yes,
very great,
big
that's an
one.
excellent way. So join
Yeah,
Facebook groups in your niche and then promote your lead magnet there. And then, of course, create a pinned tweet or even a pinned Facebook post. That's really, really vital, crucial that you do
absolutely.
that. A pinned tweet or a pinned Facebook post is one that is static at the top of your
Yeah,
profile.
yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
when people visit your Twitter or they visit your Facebook page, you're going to have all of your most recent posts, but right at the top is that, call to action, the incentive right there in front of people every single day, day after day. So it's great tips. I'm super excited about this resource. Down below, you can sign up to get the resource. And yeah, thank you so much for all of your wonderful knowledge, Yolanda.
My pleasure.
And
Happy
time, of
Halloween.
course. Yes.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
Hopefully,
Halloween.
I'm
Yes.
going to be stuffing myself with chocolate. I know
Oh,
you are
yeah,
too.
absolutely. It would be crime not to.
Exactly. Okay,
Awesome.
Erin. Thanks, Ed.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.